additions to the PSISTORM roster, as well as probably their A-tier lineup here with MaxPax and Special, probably their strongest players, and Gerald as well, especially if he gets a bit of that mustache back, gets those powers going once again.
Do you think what happened with Gerald is what is going to happen to us?
What?
Where
it's not coming back.
He shaved it at the start of the year. He didn't shave it, and ever since he shaved it, it's just it's gone. it's never to return. He lost his power, Bobby. What happened? What happened?
I think it requires the souls of his enemies. He has to get enough wins to charge it up.
Okay. Every win, he does grow his hair that much longer. So I do wish him the best of luck, because I miss it, Bobby. You know, every time I see him, I'm like, who are you? This hashtag not my Gerald.
Yeah, for sure. But here we go. We do have the matches lined up for us. We have DNS, who has been doing a really good job lately. He's been in some great form, and he's going to be coming up against Special. So both of these players have been, you know, playing in the Dream Hack recently, so they will be in good form. Special doing quite well in his groups as well. So I'm expecting to see a pretty solid game out of these two.
Yeah, as am I. You know, Special has quite a lot of accolades to his name. He's been traveling the world, but DNS has also been grinding over in EU, and as a result, this is going to be a close one. Once again, game one is going to be taking place on Altitude.
Okay, so Altitude's normally a map where I would be a little bit worried about the Terran in TVP, but I think Special is going to play mech.
Yeah, that does make. I mean, you know, it's what he likes. You know, if it's not mech, it's two port Viking all-ins. But yeah, Special is one of those unique players out there that is willing to play mech against Protoss. It's not really too common of a thing outside of Special and maybe Gumiho. But I don't. To be fair, I don't even think Gumiho's played mech against Protoss before.
No.
Yeah,
it's not really viable technically, but I mean, Special does. I feel like a lot of his strategy revolves around doing things that are very unexpected very well, and that can definitely fall in that category. I've seen him do some pretty magical things with BC openers in TVP and it's weird. I mean, how much practice do you get against that as a Protoss? Not much.
Yeah, I almost want to say that Special is almost like, I don't know, the Terran Miyamika or something, where he's a player who has these really interesting, really niche builds, and because so many people don't have experience with it, and Special does, obviously, then he's able to kind of take advantage of that, take advantage of the chaos and the uncertainty that does overcome his opponents. So yeah, he's really unique in that way, and we'll see if he can pull something crazy like that off, and we'll see if he even needs to, because again, I do feel like even not relying on Special's quirky builds, I do think that he is quite a powerful player in his own right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's very capable. He's very good with multitask as well, and it's something where a lot of the time that can make you very consistent against players that might not be as fast as you or as strong as you in general. Just because you're putting that pressure on from the outset. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner for the Platinum Heroes. It is our Protoss DNS.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Altitude for PSISTORM Gaming, it is Special. I see the chat. That's why MaxPax doesn't show his face. Doesn't want to give away the power of the beard. Oh, there you
True.
go.
He's borrowing Gerald's beard. I think we've said that before.
We have said something similar. I think we said that we saw someone with facial hair, and they're like, "Oh, they took that. That's where Gerald's like mustache went. It went to someone else." Oh,
To Doc?
maybe. As we're getting into game number one here, and unfortunately, you know, no mustaches or beards here between either player, but some nice clean cuts nonetheless.
Yeah, okay, and Special is just going to be hiding his racks. This is something that I forgot about. I used to really like doing this. I might start doing it again. He is going to be going for a double gas opener and just faking out that he's proxying the Reaper. So ideally, this should be forcing out maybe a Zealot or just delaying that Nexus a tiny bit. Looks like DNS not going to be too worried about it just yet.
Yeah, this used to be so trendy a couple of seasons ago. I want to say maybe the 2000 Atmospheres map pool, quite some time ago. Every single TVP you'd be seeing this so commonly, but DNS is unfazed. He sticks around. He does see the factory being thrown down and should be feeling pretty safe overall.
Yeah, as you were saying, right before the double gas openings became meta, oh, he's actually losing a lot of build time on this factory. That wasn't ideal for Special, but yeah, right before these double gas openers became meta, Mario was using this variation quite a lot.
Oh yeah, all the Korean turns were all over this, so oh boy, Special clearly, does enjoy it, as we have quite a lot of lost mine time here trying to hunt down at this probe. Eventually it will go down. Meanwhile, across the map, the Reaper does slip into the main base, just trying to get a scout of, just trying to make sure that nothing is amiss, nothing is wrong. Oh, you missed it.
Yeah, okay, that scouting probe is going to be going down. Looks like DNS didn't really care about the potential of a proxy here. Isn't really going to be respecting it. Just goes into a very standard opener, but does go into Stargate. And I think part of this from Special might be to try to force out Stargate. It's a very common response to proxy with a double gas.
Oh yeah, and we'll see if that's what he does want, if he's going to be able to take advantage of that as well. From this setup, Special should soon be going into that Cyclone, and there it is in production, making sure that he is safe and sound against any kind of Oracle play coming out. But it's also quite possible that because we're on altitude, DNS may have gone for this anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely likely, as the Reaper is going to be dipping in, gets that full scout, sees the Stargate as well. Almost gets, okay, it does get that probe, so nice little bit of damage there for Special. I mean, the scout there is the main thing. We even see DNS delaying that first Stargate unit, just so he doesn't give away to Special what he's doing.
Oh, there we go, and we can see it's not going to be an Oracle first, it's going to be a Phoenix instead, and Special is not going to be staying back at home with this Cyclone. He's moving out across the map. He has a medevac coming up behind this as well.
Yeah, on this map specifically, this is kind of a wild move out. I wonder if he's just going to go to the middle of the map and then head back, just trying to catch out maybe the unit as it's rallying across the map. But DNS a little bit too clever for that. He's going to be altering his route.
Yeah, he's going to be skirting around to the edge of the map instead. Meanwhile, Special, he is looking, he is hunting down that first unit, reinforcing across the map as well with that medevac, and he's going to be making his way into the natural.
Yeah, he is actually just sending everything across the map, and on such a big map, this is pretty crazy. But he does catch the Phoenix out of position.
Yeah, he does catch that position. We do see the Stalkers are waiting, though. We do have a shield battery as well. The Phoenixes are going to be able to hunt down this medevac.
Yeah, this is not working out too well so far. I mean, the reason I was pointing it out that it is a big map is often you are going to be having maybe an extra Phoenix or an extra Gateway unit by the time the units get there, and this is such a fine line that you're walking here when you go for these kind of pushes as Terran. This hasn't worked out for Special at all here.
Yeah, at least he traded a Cyclone for a Phoenix, but I think that hurts maybe Special a little bit more as Phoenix production is continuing. We see the Bay being thrown down, and DNS is doing what Protoss do best in TVP, setting up for Phoenix Colossus.
Yeah, and he'll be that much more comfortable now that this initial push as Special hasn't really worked out. Since Special is not really going to be able to get into anything too quickly after this. He is continuing to try to put on pressure, see if he can pick off Phoenix here and there, and he will be able to force a response from DNS just by poking at this third.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. He did make a third Cyclone. He's still rallying everything across the map. He wants to try to find some damage to make this worthwhile. We do have a defensive immortal, though, and the Phoenixes, they do dive on in. They do pick off one of those Cyclones.
Yeah, we had the lifts on the Cyclones just to prevent the damage against the Stalker. The Viking going to be landing here, but looks like both of these Cyclones should be going down from the DPS from the Immortal. Medevac going to be going down as well, and wow, this opener could not have gone worse for Special. He's just in a terrible spot now.
He should have listened to you, should have played mech. But yeah, this opener does fall in its face. DNS has so much momentum going his way. Third Nexus is thrown down behind this. We have Colossi production, Extended Lance as well. DNS has full map control.
Yeah, DNS in a very comfortable position now. He will be able to just poke on in with these Phoenix as well, just get a full scout. Sees that there's no add-ons on the Raxes either, so he's got to be feeling fantastic here, knowing that Stim is so far away.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop him. Oh my god, he just pushes up the ramp anyway. The tank does go down. The target firing from the Immortal was on point, and yeah, DNS, he doesn't have to keep pushing. He just takes his wins and backs off.
Yeah, I mean, killing that tank's absolutely huge. That tank is going to be the kingpin of Special's defense later on when there's a Colossus move out, which I think will definitely be happening considering how far ahead DNS is.
Oh yeah, exactly. He can go one of two ways here. He can try to hit a bit of a timing with his maybe 3-4 Colossi, I imagine 3, or he can just, you know, take advantage of his map control and just mass expand, take control of the side of the map and just get further and further ahead.
Yeah, definitely. We do see further Colossus production coming out. Special going to be hiding this Raven off to the side. Doesn't want that to be sniped down by Phoenix. They do kill Ravens so incredibly fast. And behind this, we see Charge and +1 coming up. So going to be a very standard game plan coming out from DNS, but he's just got to be feeling so comfortable right now. I think he could even throw down a 4th Nexus behind this, to be honest.
100%. We can totally take a 4th base at this point. There's nothing really threatening him because of all these Phoenixes. He has map control, so it's going to be so difficult to get any drops across the map as well. And because it's altitude, it will take that much longer to move out. So, yeah, DNS, he's just free to just work on that Colossus count. He can probably throw down a 2nd Robo as well, focus on his upgrades, maybe even diversify his splash damage. Oh!
Yeah, I mean, he's able to get so many gateways down just because he's not under threat at the moment. So he will be racing up that tech tree, racing up that production, getting everything as fast as he can. And this, on such a big map, seems almost insurmountable here for Special. He's going to be sending out a single drop just to get a little bit of a damage across the map. But yeah, you can see how important the tanks are to his position here. And he's already down 1. Is Phoenix threatening to take out a Medevac or take out a Raven as well?
Yeah, exactly. Special has to be so careful with this move out. We do have that drop it moving out across the left-hand side of the map as well. Looking to try and maybe sneak in towards the 3rd base or even the main. And I don't believe there's a 3rd CC behind this. So Special is looking quite committed here as he does push through the middle of the map.
Yeah, bringing some SEVs with this as well. Looks like once he gets that 4th tank, he's just going to be sending this. And I like that this Medevac drop is coming in now. It looks like this is designed to bring the Phoenixes home. And I think because of the position that he's gotten himself into, he should be able to do that.
Yeah, he even does depower some of the production here. Not the most impactful depower, but you know, it does cause a little bit of havoc. Phoenixes are out of position, and now Special is pushing in towards that 3rd base.
Yeah, so basically this just means that he can get everything across the map without being harassed by the Phoenix. I think that was the goal of that drop there. And that means that his Raven is here as well, so he can go for the disables on the Colossus, but no, it looks like everything going to be jumped on by DNS. He lifts up every single tank. The Colossus getting such a huge amount of damage. GG is called, and very comfortable game won by DNS.
Yeah, GG, well played. DNS in full control after the aggression of Special did kind of crumble before the might of DNS, before the might of his defense. Yeah, it was an interesting build choice by Special, an interesting opener. Like, bearing in mind that it was altitude, right? Like, because it's so large, that means that the push takes a little bit longer. It means that DNS did have a little bit more to defend as well, and he was just so prepared for it as well. Yeah,
100%, and that's going to be giving Platinum Heroes a little bit of a lead in the series, which is really nice for them. I think these kind of middle of the table teams is exactly who Platinum Heroes is going to be looking to get these big wins over, so this is a really important series for them.
Oh, it really is. It really is. And again, a lot of these players are quite beatable as well. Obviously, PSISTORM Gaming, they're a more renowned team, and in general, Special, Gerald, and MaxPax, they, I think, have bigger fan bases. They're more known. But despite that, you know, they're not unbeatable. Maybe MaxPax a little bit more, but I do think it's going to be more on DNS and Goblin here to try and really get some momentum for their team and give ShaDoWn a chance, and already a strong start for Platinum Heroes.
Yeah, that's right. But Special, he is going to get his map pick for the 2nd map here. So I think we're going to be seeing Royal Blood.
Oh, okay. Royal Blood will be an interesting choice here. The other thing to bear in mind is depending on what map we get, what kind of build is Special going to do? Because again, he is a very special kind of player.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of opening there was very much like him, but I think trying to force that on such a big map is a bit wild, a bit adventurous. As here we go. Yep, it is going to be Royal Blood.
Oh, there it is. Royal Blood has been chosen. Special looking to try and bounce back here. You know, I'm sure he's fully aware of the Team GP maneuver. And hey, you know, like just lure your opponent in. Just go for an aggressive build on a large map because that's crazy. Pump up his confidence a little bit and then knock him back down here on Royal Blood. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay. I like it. I can see that happening for sure.
Also, I didn't even notice it before. How could I not? Special with the 69, Papi. Oh my god.
Of course. Powerful.
Second only to S tier players.
Poderoso.
Muy poderoso, Papi. As here we go. We're going to be loading on in. And in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, 4 Platinum Heroes. It is DNS.
And it's spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map for PSISTORM. It is Special.
Here we go. DNS is going for a bit of a trip here to the linear third base of Special, looking to maybe spice some things up.
Le proxy?
Oh. Oh, de toi.
Oh, de toi là. I don't know if I'm saying it right either. As we are going to be having, it looks like it's going to be a proxy gate coming out. This is the 2-gate version as well, which I think, as much as the MaxPax build did get a lot of popularity, I do think this is a stronger build in general. I haven't really seen people going for the MaxPax proxy gate.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since at least I've seen it in professional play. So, yeah, going to be a less committed variation here, but still designed to do some damage early on to snowball a little bit and get you a good, solid lead.
Yeah, and this is a pretty interesting gamble. I guess maybe he did his scouting and he saw that Special goes for single gas builds after he does double gas builds or something like that. The reason proxy gates haven't been as popular lately is because the double gas build does give you a bit of a nicer setup for defending it, as you can get that earlier mine out. But yeah, DNS is going to be gambling a little bit and getting that correct, as it's not even going to be a scout coming out of Special.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No SCV scouts, a Marine first, not a Reaper as well. So Special is playing a blind. He's in the dark right now. And DNS may have lost a pro, but his units are zooming across the map.
Special's in the dark?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Oh, he's in dark.
He has the spirit of dark with him.
Oh.
It's going to knight us, DNS. But yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate for Special. Oh, yeah, I really like this build that he's going for. He shows the Marine first, and then he sends the Reaper out, so DNS is not going to be expecting that. So he wants DNS to send his first Adept across the map. He doesn't realize that there's a lot more than an Adept coming, but if this had been a normal build, this would have been really nice. This would have been a huge surprise, and we see it is a surprise anyway, but with that, he has to cancel the CC on the low ground. He was going for an aggressive build with the second racks as well, but all of his plans going to be laid to waste here as DNS using a pylon to block. That is very cool.
Yeah, the pylon does give him a little bit of time here, does buy him time for that Stalker to come out, and we do trade 2 workers for 2 workers, but as we saw, Special was forced to cancel his almost finished CC, and he is in a world of hurt. That depot is going to go down.
Yeah, and he can't build a bunker. Special is basically just dead here. This was a very aggressive variant of this coming out by DNS. This Cyclone's still a long way from finishing up. We're going to be having some nice mineral walking coming out to at least guarantee the kill on the Zealot, but oh boy, 8 SCVs have gone down, and that is not the end of it.
It's not over, but we have more units coming across the map, especially now that the Reaper has been dealt with. The Cyclone finally does pop, but after 10 workers have gone down, Special down at 10 workers, down a base.
Yeah, Special just in a world of hurt here as we do have the Cyclone. So heading out after these units. So we are going to be taking out 2 of those units, and that is nice, but Special behind this, it looks like he's not going to be rebuilding the CC. He's just going to be going all in on one base, and with that supply block, with so many SCVs going down, he is just in an awful position here. This is so rough.
He really is, but hey, he catches 2 warp against Stalkers though, so he's going to be able to recover at least a little bit and trade a little bit more efficiently, but as you were saying, he's going to be giga all in. He's going to have to, I imagine, pull the boys when he does push out, and all DNS has to do is defend.
Yeah, pretty much. As we do see, okay, this is very interesting. It's going to be a combat shields push coming out. I love this. This is something that
Yeah.
I think it was, I believe it was Coffee that was doing a build like this, where it was just combat shields only, one base all in. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you have so few Marines and you have no medevacs, sometimes the stim's going to do more damage to you than it is to them, because you walk in, you stim, shield battery overcharge gets committed, you have to wait for that to finish, and then you've just damaged all of your Marines. So the combat shields makes a lot of sense here.
Papi, what about the Stargazers build?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he wanted to do from the start.
Maybe, Papi, maybe. I was waiting for you to mention Dolan, Papi, Dolan. But of course, yeah, we do see Special just going to be committing. He does have his second tank. He's going to be sending everything across the map, looking to end the game one way or another. And what are the defenses looking like at the natural base of DNS? For the time being, just going to be busy dealing with this Reaper. The Phoenixes have stayed at home. He hasn't spotted the move up, but we have 2 shield batteries and an overcharge.
Yeah, DNS really well prepared for that with the 2 shield batteries. There is going to be a little bit of damage going down with the Cyclone. Special trying to flex on him with the dancing there. This Immortal is pretty much going to spell the end of this push, so Special has until then to get some damage. Oh, he shoots his own tank.
The tank takes a couple of hits here and there. Special, maybe a little bit nervous, is slipping up a little bit in the control. He does zone away those Phoenixes for the time being as they're looking to try and catch some of these reinforcements.
Yeah, the tank shots as well not synced up, which is not ideal, especially against a shield battery overcharge. Special doing a fantastic job protecting his reinforcements. The Immortal is out, but the Cyclone gets a lock on this, and if he can get on top of these shield batteries, he could make something happen. He just has to be really careful not to lose this Cyclone to the Immortal. He's doing a great job microing on 2 sides right now.
Yeah, it looks like 2 Phoenixes did go down to the Cyclone, so very nice control here from Special, at least in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, oh my god, it looks like another Phoenix is going to be going down as well, so DNS slipping up, and can he focus on this main army as we do get a lock on the Immortal?
Wow, the multitask of Special is insane. This is a really incredible controlling of this push as he does dance back and forth constantly with the units of DNS, forcing him to look at the units over here while he chases down those Phoenix. And this is just fantastic play coming out from Special. If he can link up the rest of his army over here, he could really start to make something happen here. But the second Immortal is out with that. That Cyclone is going to be going down. That's a pretty hefty blow to Special, but there's no more shield batteries, so he can start to put some damage on this Nexus.
Yeah, no more shield batteries, no more overcharge. We do have another shield battery on the way. I think that is behind the natural base, that natural Nexus, so it will help out at least a little bit. But now Special is in range of the Nexus.
Okay, and the 3rd tank gets across the map without being bothered by the Phoenix. That's huge.
That is massive. We are forcing up the overcharge. It looks like DNS, he has to bust on in. He comes in from behind, he pulls the boys, and he picks up the tanks.
Yeah, DNS going to be going for it. 2 of those tanks get picked up. The Immortal's not going to be focusing down the tank, instead focusing down the Cyclone. They do finally get on top of this tank. It's going to be so close, but the tank goes down, and with that, that should be just about the hopes of Special dashed here, and it was so close, but DNS is doing way too much damage with that early attack.
I'm so impressed by how well Special was able to execute that and how close it was. He almost got a kill on that Nexus. The slow, methodical play, his ability to just out-control and out-multitask DNS was insane, but it just was not enough.
Yeah, it's a real shame for Special that he didn't get to do what he was intending to do from the start of this game, because his multitasking was looking so impressive. I would have loved to see what he had planned here, but DNS just going to be having this victory march straight into the main of Special, not letting him get any momentum in this game. GG is called. DNS 2-0 Special.
GG, well played. I believed in the 1-1, but a 2-0 is insane and a very powerful, very strong start here for Platinum Heroes.
Yeah, DNS is putting Platinum Heroes on the victory path here, and I think Goblin's going to be looking to take that momentum, and it's a PvP. This is where Goblin shines.
True. You are not wrong. You're not wrong here. Platinum Heroes, they decided to field their Protoss roster. DNS, Goblin, and ShaDoWn, they have been fielded before, and at Protoss, together they are strong. Can they overcome the might that is Gerald and MaxPax? I think a lot of it is going to come down to the cams. It's going to come down to the facial hair. Oh.
Yeah, PvP against MaxPax, it's a pretty scary prospect. So I think Platinum Heroes are going to be looking here to Goblin to try to pick up the 2-0, to try to secure them the win here if they can at all. I mean, of course, either way, you would prefer to get the win over and done with nice and early, but I think they are going to be hoping that MaxPax can pick up the win. Goblin, sorry, is going to pick up the win for them here.
100%. Because the problem is that if we do get a tied up series and we go to the ace match, that means that they have to beat MaxPax twice. Once in the first regular round between ShaDoWn and MaxPax, and then in the ace match, as he will most likely be fielded there. And it's difficult to be confident against MaxPax in these PvPs. So, yeah, Goblin, though, it's not outside the realm of possibility for him to 2-0 Gerald. It's possible.
Yeah, it really is possible. And I do think as well that, like you were saying, it's going to be really tough if you take MaxPax as the ace player. I mean, MaxPax, he has been looking so fantastic lately. I would even say that he's probably the best Protoss in the world currently. That's a pretty scary prospect.
Yeah, he's at least top 2. I think everyone can at least agree on that. Whether you want to argue between Hero and MaxPax for number 1, I mean, you know, we can do that another time. But regardless, he is going to be a Titan to defeat. But before that happens, we have our kind of warm-up PvP in a way. I say warm-up again, the pressure is on Gerald, right? Like, suddenly Special loses 0-2. Suddenly, if Gerald doesn't take a map here, then it's over.
Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't have the power of the facial hair, despite what that photo might lead you to believe. Goblin also doesn't have short hair.
We're being catfished right now.
We are, yeah.
These photos are not representative of what the players are currently looking like. They are outdated. We're being lied to right now, and the cams will reveal all.
Okay, what I want to see, because it's Grass Fan, I want to see the build. Goblin, I want to see Goblin pull out the build that Roddy beat him with on Grass Fan and go for the Immortal Phoenix all in.
Oh no. That would be a lot of fun. That'd be like, you know, what is it, like life imitates art sort of thing, where, you know, he's able to learn from his father and take from that and kind of apply it here. And it's very poetic if it does happen. But I think that's kind of risky. I don't know. I don't know if Goblin even practices that. That's the thing, you know, is he...
Of course he does, every day.
Oh, okay.
He lives it.
I don't know if he's one of those kids that like looks up to his dad or rebels against him, you know? Like, I don't know what their relationship is like. Oh.
Well, he did leave.
Oh no. Yeah, I've been there before, Roddy, you know. Hashtag
they always leave.
Not my Starduck.
They always play Battlegrounds.
They always go. You know Oreo. You know Starduck got Oreo to start playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I mean, he's a bad influence. That one. He's a bad. Shaking my head. But alas, now we are getting ready here for our second best of 2 Gressfun as game number 1. You know, whenever I do think of Gressfun and whenever I think of PvP, that Roddy game does stick out in my mind. It is kind of living there rent-free, but yeah, I wonder how else we want to approach this. I'll be honest, I don't really get to cast too much of Goblin. I don't know what his tendencies are and if he's like willing to be greedy, willing to be aggressive instead.
I think he plays relatively standard openers, but he does have some weird compositions sometimes. He does like to go heavy into Phoenix, and he is really good with the micro with the Blink Stalkers as well.
Interesting. I'm curious. Obviously, it is unlikely that we're going to be going into gate expand openers here on Gressfun, but if we ever do, we could end up in a really weird scenario where we force each other to throw down some Stargates, and then we maybe do end up in Phoenix.
No Phoenix Force.
Oh, why
anything
not,
but Phoenix Force.
Oh.
It's so bad.
It's not the most interesting to watch. Oh, but the micro poppy, they can auto attack and move really quick, and it's crazy.
It's true. I find it really fun when one player is playing Phoenix.
Yeah.
When it's 2 players and they're going into +1, they're going into Phoenix range, and then they're going into carriers. That is that's a thing that happens.
We don't get to see it too often, but every now and then we're given that Phoenix Wars treat, a blast from the past, and then we don't want to see it again for a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me. I think the last time I saw it actually might have been Goblin versus MaxPax.
Yeah. What map was that on? I think I've seen it on Altitude relatively recently.
I didn't see it on this map, or I think it was
Okay.
on Moondance that I saw it.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. I do recall maybe like 2 months ago or something seeing it on Altitude.
Okay.
As you can imagine, it was pretty intense. I
It
say
was
2
a long
months.
game, huh?
No, sorry, it was like a month ago. It was actually kind of recent. It ended really quickly because one player thought he had more Phoenixes than the other and just aped in and lost everything and lost the game.
He didn't read the Sun
Yeah.
Tzu quote.
Yeah. He didn't realize that
Strengthened his forces.
he should have strengthened his forces back at home. It was crazy because I'm pretty sure he started Phoenix production first as well. That's why it was shocking to me. But here we go. We're getting into game number 1.
Yeah, and spawning in the top left for Platinum Heroes is Goblin.
When spawning in the bottom right hand corner for PSISTORM Gaming, it is Gerald. Are you with me?
Buffering.
Oh yeah, buffering.
Oh, I'm here.
And look, this is what I was talking about. The buffer. It was the game. It was the game and the stream processing. The just lack of anything on the face of Gerald. It was.
I'm gonna need a little bit more time than just that.
He looks like a completely different person. It's a new human.
Well, the other thing is he's just like getting older as well, so his face is changing anyway.
Yeah. Do you think that's MaxPax? Like, we wouldn't know, right? We wouldn't know. You're like, oh yeah, you know, like his facial structure is changing because we always see him with facial hair, right? It's fine, you know, it's him. Copium.
Or when they have MaxPax later on, Artanis is just gonna have a beard.
Oh my god. It's possible, Poppy. It's possible, but yeah. Now the real faces have been revealed. Goblin with the longer hair, Geralt with the shorter hair. Do you think Goblin took it? Do you think it's on his head? Is that what happened?
I don't think Gerald's hair is short. Isn't it just swept back?
No, I'm talking about his shorter facial
Oh,
hair.
his facial hair.
Yeah.
Like he just put it on as extensions.
Look, you gotta do what you gotta do, okay?
It's gonna be us. We're gonna have to wear beard extensions.
Oh no. Not like this. As we are setting up here for our PvP, we have 2 gate openers all around for both players. Nothing too crazy as to be expected. Goblin going to be a little bit cheeky, and I believe he did he throw down his second pylon out on the map just to be a little bit cheeky, or was that just a probe? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think he might have just
Yeah,
towards his towards the right of his main dead space.
Yeah. And so Geralt did probe scout, of course, is aware that, of course, the pylon is missing, and he is scouring the map right now looking for said pylon, getting into his head a little bit, and even forces Geralt to be defensive. He's opening up Robo first.
Yeah, okay, so Gerald taking this very seriously. Behind this Goblin is just going to be going for a Twilight opener, so looking fairly standard, isn't going to be taking the fastest Nexus ever, and yeah, Gerald is looking far and wide for this.
He is terrified right now. He is looking all around the map. He did open up double adept. He's got 2 more adepts behind this, so Geralt still has the ability to be aggressive and try to dip into that main base. Meanwhile, Goblin going for a more standard opener did go for Twilight Council. Blink on the way.
Yeah, all right, and okay, there's no pylon. You were right. Unless no, the pylon's to the left. Okay,
Yeah,
this is in the same base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is his probe hiding as well? I guess he didn't want the probe to be found.
Yeah, I guess so. Just in case, just to make sure that he's able to keep this as hidden as possible and make sure that he gets away with the deception. As we do have it, Immortal production commencing here for Geralt. That would be amazing if it was going to be a 1 base all in. Immortals are beautiful in this position, but not so much if the game goes on a bit longer.
Oh, this is amazing stuff out from Goblin. He's just controlling all of his units so well. Even going to be body blocking these adepts a little bit as well, but I love the way that he split up those stalkers 2 and 2 to go search for the adepts.
Yeah, exactly. And so many of the adepts do go down. 2 of them did go down. Finally, Geralt. No, is he going to check? He's still out of range.
He might be going for his own proxy.
Yes, he does not see the pylon of Goblin, but at this point, he should be aware that, Of course, there is no proxy out on the map. We have our own Twilight Council on the way, as Goblin did actually fully wall off. I was going for a proxy gate.
Yeah, okay, so Goblin going to be respecting the he's going to be respecting those adepts there. Doesn't want to get broken here. As, yeah, proxy gate going down. He does have blink as well. So it's going to be one base commitment to blink. But there's already 2 immortals finished and a 3rd one coming. We have a sentry as well just to block these out if they get too adventurous here. And this is going to be interesting. I think Goblin might just want to set off the shields and then jump back in and go for the one shot. But
yeah,
it's a pretty scary prospect.
This feels really risky from Goblin, right? Like, this entire time it feels like I thought he was trying to bait out a reaction. It's 4 gate, by the way. Jesus Christ, 4 gate Blink Stalkers. I didn't realize that he had a 3rd gateway already in his main base. But yeah, I don't know if it's the wisest choice, because he did force an overreaction here. He did force these immortals to come out, and it may just be wiser to expand instead.
Yeah, and I think that is what he's going to do. As there we go, the Nexus is thrown down.
Nexus is on the way, Robo as well, so Goblin is going to be taking that economic lead, but the Adept was able to barely escape the clutches of the Stalkers and does scout the Nexus.
Yeah, there we go. So he's going to be spotting that Nexus going down. That means he knows exactly where he's at, and he's going to be breaking down into that low ground now that he recognizes there's just not that much here for Goblin. Goblin not looking there, does lose a Stalker.
He's not lucky. Well, Stalker does go down. This immortal count is getting out of hand as well. Because this Nexus was delayed from Goblin, I don't even know if he's ahead right now. We're about to have 4 immortals. By the time Gerald pushes out, his army is going to be insane.
Yeah, that is pretty terrifying. And Goblin's going to need a much higher Stalker count if he wants to deal with that.
Oh, he really will. Once again, Gerald trying to catch Goblin, not paying attention to his army, is slowly working towards Blink, is I imagine soon going to be throwing down a bit of a gateway explosion as well to help out his production. And yeah, we'll see when Gerald does decide to move out, because he's got those 4 immortals ready and waiting.
Yeah, and there we go. Gerald is starting to clear things out. Really nice move by Goblin. Going to be diving into the main as soon as that move out happens, and is going to hunt down these probes. So already a fantastic amount of damage. Even gets in that warping in at Stalker. The shield battery not really going to do much because we have enough Stalkers here to one-shot.
Wow, exactly. So much damage is being done. And we do blink back. We do recall. 8 probes do fall. Oh, Gerald shaking his head a little bit there. And now Goblin is aware about the move out. He is getting ready back at home with his shield batteries.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Goblin just being so annoying with his units there. And behind this, he has lots of sentries. I think it's 4 sentries. He's got his own immortal coming out as well. So he's just going to be in a fantastic position. And Gerald looking very uncomfortable in the camera, though.
Yeah, very disheveled. He is not happy about this situation. Is finally going to be moving out. But the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be here for Goblin. And Gerald even turns back around.
Yeah, Gerald not happy with what's there, does recognize that the defense is going to be good enough there, and now he just has to play from 8 probes behind, so he is in a pretty rough spot.
He really is. Those immortals, I mean, they do pose a threat, but as time goes on, you know, they don't pose, or they don't scale as well, unfortunately, you know, as the Stalker count gets higher and higher. Gerald, though, I like this. He's going to be trying to take up even further. He goes for the Robotics Bay.
Yeah, okay. Do you have the 4 immortals kind of just chilling at home? I don't mind that, especially with the Stalker run-bys that Goblin has been doing.
Yeah, exactly. And Gerald has done a great job at just hunting down all these hallucinations, keeping his main base hidden. But one hallucination does dip out across the map, is going to go into the main base, and should see that bay. Oh, there we go.
Alright, so Goblin going to be getting that full scout, and he's got to be pretty happy with where he's at now. Wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe just throw down a 3rd Nexus now.
Yeah, exactly. Could throw down that 3rd Nexus. I'm curious to see what his answer is going to be to the Disruptor production. Of course, now that he has confirmed it, and he knows that the Bay was still in production, so he's just going to push out across the map, try and hit before the Disruptor count gets too high.
Yeah, no chill, just going to be going straight across the map here, and he has a terrifying army. These sentries as well are going to be really difficult to deal with. He's got 6 of them, and does Gerald have Blink?
He does have Blink, thankfully. I believe he did get it after his Immortal production, but alas, oh god, the Immortals don't have Blink, and they have to be very careful with their positioning, as there's only 1 shield battery, so there's 2 shield batteries here at the natural.
Yeah, okay, so Goblin going to be poking forward, trying to set off as many of these Immortal Shields as he can. And he's actually just going to be going for it. Blinks right on top of the Disruptor, takes it out, and these Immortals going to be focused down one by one here.
Yeah, every Immortal falls. The Disruptor as well. The Overcharge is out of range of the majority of the army, and we just blink good for it anyway. We focus it down.
Yeah, Goblin going to be frontlining with those Immortals as well. They are shredding the Stalkers. Fantastic Disruptor shot comes out from Gerald, but the main ramp does belong to Goblin. Goblin takes it down, and
GG, well played. Gerald's not happy about that game. Does realize that he was bamboozled in the early game as well, overreacted, put himself in a really rough place, and when he did decide to move out, he missed his timing because of Goblin with that backstab. You know, Gerald was out of position for that, and yeah, really solid game out of Goblin.
Yeah, that little backstab with the Stalkers was nasty, and that pretty much won the game there for Goblin. It just happened at such an awkward time as well. And here we go, Neo Humanity going to be the second map. So Gerald doesn't want to play around with anything like that. He's going to be looking to safely get up to 3 bases.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm worried a little bit because Gerald's he was very upset after that game, even during the game as well, and hopefully that doesn't get to him because this map is oh so important. If he loses game 2, then Goblin takes, or sorry, Platinum Heroes, they take the 4-0, and that's insane. No, they won't even have to worry about the MaxPax problem. And yeah, I hope that Gerald is able to take a moment here to take a bit of a breather, to you know, try to reset a little bit mentally for game 2.
Yeah, and likewise, there's a lot riding on Goblin here. I'm sure his team would really love for him to pick up this win, as it might be their last chance to get a more evenly matched game. And yeah, I do think that on a map like Neo Humanity, it's a little bit more likely that we might see something like a Phoenix Opener coming out from Goblin.
Yeah, we can be a little bit, you know, greedier in a sense. You know, we do need a little bit less to defend on some of these maps. We'll see what we do open up with, whether it's something like Phoenixes or even trying to be hyper defensive and turtle as well, or maybe even a proxy. You know, Neo Humanity can sometimes lend towards that as well. Oh boy, his PvP, Bobby, it's crazy.
Yeah, anything can happen for sure, especially on a weird map like this. I do think as well it does disincentivize, I think that's the word. The kind of pushes that Goblin went for in that game, just because you can break down those rocks in the middle so easily with Stalkers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. You know, you can buy so much more time on Neo Humanity once those rocks go down, once you get your SimCity up and running. Like, you know, props where props are due. You know, Gerald, he had a lot of really good map vision around his bases as well. He was so adept at hunting down those hallucinations and denying scouting for so long. So, you know, maybe he'll have a bit of an easier time. Well, I mean, it is his map choice, right? I guess it does make sense that he does go for Neo Humanity.
Yeah, definitely. But here we go. We are going to be diving right on into things, as here we go. In the bottom right-hand corner for Platinum Heroes, this is the Croatian Protoss, Goblin.
And in the top left-hand corner for PSISTORM Gaming, it is Gerald. Oh boy, here we go. Not too much time in between games. Oh, as, yeah, Gerald's already going to be sending his probe out towards the right-hand side of the map.
Okay, so maybe looking to play against his own image a little bit and be the one that's being more aggressive here.
Yeah, we'll see. He does intentionally avoid the center, does take control of the Zelnaga for a little bit, as he is going to be moving on out. Meanwhile, 2 gate openers all around does make plenty of sense. There is no MaxPax here. No one is feeling risky enough to try to go for a gate expand.
Proxy robot? Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Gerald just scouts, confirming that there is no wall in the low ground, and we'll see what that probe gets up to here as it's headed towards. Oh, it's actually scouting the bottom left-hand corner. You can see his rally. He's just all over the place.
Yeah, he does not want to get caught out by a proxy here, and especially after that last game, just getting bamboozled by that first pylon.
Yeah, he is. He does come across Liquid Snake. Sorry, Solid Snake, not Liquid. That's the other one. does come across him and does check all around the left-hand side of the map as well. Very paranoid about what could be going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's actually checking literally the entire map.
Yeah. He really is. Again, doesn't want to get bamboozled as Goblin moves out with his own probe and likewise is going to be looking around, you know, just behind the probe of Gerald.
Yeah, okay, following pretty much the exact same path. I got a little circuit set up.
Let's go. He's like, I can smell the probe has been here. Where's it gone? Where'd it go?
Where is he?
He yells as we see Solid Snake just like creeping around in the background. Just
That's a Gerald meme, isn't it? That he has the bat cave, his giant room.
Yeah, true. There you go. Who is she? So far we're just setting up on one base. We have a Twilight Council opener here from Goblin, once again prioritizing that blink just like the last game. Oh.
Yeah, Goblin going to be going fast into blink this time, and once again, and it worked out so well for him before. Why not?
Yeah, and once again, Gerald is going to be opening up Robo first. Mirrored builds here from game 1.
Yeah, that probe actually going to be getting away from these stalkers somehow. And behind this, yeah, Robo first are looking to be very safe. I think on a map like this as well, it's going to be even easier to go for that hold just because the main is so small, the natural's so choked up as well. I would be surprised to see a 4-gate coming out from Goblin, but it kind of looks like that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last game, if you remember. The stalkers do rock up. Very important probe scout from Gerald. He did confirm the lack of nexus across the map, but after the probe dies, Goblin throws down his base.
Yeah, Pylon going to be going down, so that's a bit of a supply block for Gerald now. That first Immortal's not going to be able to come out. That's nasty.
That is a heavy supply block, and there we go. The Immortal is finally on the way. And these Adepts have a lot of work to do. They need to... Oh, they don't commit to the Shade again. Geralt, he doesn't know that his opponent isn't committed and is expanding. Yeah,
Goblin's expanding behind this and kind of bamboozling him once again. I think this almost feels like... I have to wonder if they've played on ladder a lot, and this is something that Goblin just feels like works every time against Gerald.
Yeah, it does feel like Geralt has been like hyper paranoid about these one base all-ins and is respecting it quite a bit and is arguably going to be setting himself behind as a result. We'll see as Adepts do ShaDoWn out, and Geralt should be able to get confirmation of what Goblin is up to. Yeah,
Goblin going to be setting off that shield as well. Neat little bit of micro, just taking out the shields on one of those stalkers to get that hit, and it does just give him a few more options here.
Yeah, as the Adepts finally arrive across the map, they get eyes on the base. The wall is not a wall, so they're actually going to be able to get into the main base as well.
Yeah, the probe actually moving away from that wall as the Shade came in.
Exactly, and with that, we were able to get an eye on the production capabilities as well of Goblin. So, oh, he goes in for a second time. This time he commits to the Shade.
Yeah, he will commit. He does have 2 there, so they can 2-shot, but looks like it might have been a mistake because he pulls out pretty quickly, loses one of those Adepts to the Immortal there. And yeah, the game is actually playing out almost exactly the same way as that last one. Goblin even going for the same move here.
It's deja vu. Thankfully, this time Geralt wasn't moving out. Thankfully, he was only at his natural base, so it doesn't take him too long to respond here to the blink, but we'll still lose 5 probes anyway.
Yeah, for no stalkers, for the tiniest bit of hull damage. Does take out that extra stalker there, so he predicts the movement there. That was nice there from Gerald, and catches Goblin a little bit off guard now. But Goblin continue to moving these stalkers around the map. Gerald once again going for the Robo Bay too, so yeah, this is why I kind of wonder if they play each other on ladder a lot, because sometimes you get these situations where you stubbornly both think that the other player is doing something dumb and you should just keep doing exactly what you're doing.
And this time, Geralt doesn't deny the hallucination. Goblin gets into the main base. He does get eyes on the Robotics Bay. And we'll see if he goes for another timing, another push, just like the previous game, as the first Disruptor is on the way and Geralt is already focusing down that tower.
Yeah, so there you go. Gerald just does set that up, closes down that extra path of attack for Goblin, which is actually going to slow him down.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to be able to buy enough time for one Disruptor to pop out, but Goblin is not going to be slowing down anyway. He's committing to this. There's no Forge behind this. There's no Bay. There's no additional tech. He wants to push out with his army.
Yeah, absolutely. That little pylon to the side there as well, going to act as a bit of extra scouting for him, as these two Immortals going to be looking to charge on in. The Observer going to be spotting this, but wow, is there enough here for Gerald to hold? It doesn't really look like it. He's going to need some really nice Disruptor hits. We do have two Immortals, but there's so many Stalkers here for Goblin.
Yeah, so many Stalkers, an equal amount of Immortals as well. As you were saying, it's all about the Purification Nova, but we have Blink. We even have a Prism as well to micro backwards and even save the Immortals, so this is going to be a tough hold for Gerald.
The way that Goblin's positioning his units, I wonder if he's thinking about going into the main and force fielding around, but no, he's just going to blink him once again, gets right on top of that Disruptor. It's not working out quite as well this time. A lot of the Stalkers of Goblin are going to be going down.
Oh, exactly. He gets one Immortal and one Disruptor, but the second Immortal packs a massive punch here. Goblin does avoid the Nova, thankfully, and he's going to have to go for another Warp, and he's going to have to try and break this once again.
Yeah, Goblin has to respect this Nova here, and he might just blink right on top of it. There we go, he blinks on top of it, does get the one-shot. He is going to be one-shotting these units through the shield battery, goes for that shield battery anyway, and now he has the Immortals charging on in. Looks like most of the power units have gone down for Gerald, but Goblin sensing that he is overextending a little bit.
Oh, yeah, exactly, but he does save the Immortals in the end. They're going to be able to regenerate those shields. He goes for another Warp in, and Gerald, he lost his shield battery, he lost his Immortals, he lost his Disruptors. What does he have left? It looks like he has one more Disruptor waiting in the back line.
Yeah, Goblin smells blood. He wants to end this right here, right now. Doesn't quite have enough Stalkers, I don't think, to one-shot the Disruptor, so he does have to be careful here, and he will be losing one of the Immortals and a Stalker.
Yeah, massive Nova there. Goblin, a little bit of miscontrol, wasn't able to save that Immortal, and now we're going to have a second Disruptor coming out for Gerald. He is slowly making this hold work, but we'll see if he's going to be able to pull it off as we do blink on top of that one Disruptor.
Yeah, it does go down. The second Nova should be back now, so Goblin has to be careful. Some nice micro going to be picking up and getting those units out of the way. Saves the Immortal, and yeah, fantastic blink, so not going to be losing anything there.
Yeah, and with that blink, you can see Gerald shaking his head. It looks like there's just too much here from Goblin. 2 games in a row, very similar games as well. GG gets called, and Goblin takes the 2-0.
Yeah, Gerald not happy with that one, and understandably so. Goblin going to be taking the win here for Platinum Heroes to his immense, uncontainable excitement.
He is so hyped. Oh my god, it was insane. The pop-off was real, and there we have it. Platinum Heroes take the 4-0 over PSISTORM Gaming. It's crazy. GG.
Yeah, huge win for Platinum Heroes here. This was a very important one for them to get so that they could try to move themselves up the table a little bit. And yeah, with that, we are going to be treated to ShaDoWn versus MaxPax, but no pressure on ShaDoWn at all.
Yeah, exactly. He has nothing to worry about because his teammates have done the heavy lifting for him with the 2-0 over Special and the 2-0 over Gerald. Platinum Heroes does take it, but we will still play out the final game. We'll still play out ShaDoWn versus MaxPax.
Yeah, this is where ShaDoWn has to get the map win so that he can say, I would have done it.
Yeah, for the pride, mate. ShaDoWn's gonna be like, hey, look, I'm a part of this team as well, and look, it's not just you guys popping off, right? It's me as well. Of course, he doesn't have to, but we'll see what does come off here on Royal Blood. And yo, this is MaxPax's map. I'm calling it now. MaxPax is gonna go for a gate expand, and ShaDoWn is gonna try and one base all in him. Every time in Royal Blood.
Yeah, okay, I can see that happening.
We casted, it was
Actually,
go on.
Wait, did MaxPax really one gate expand on Royal Blood? That's wild.
He did it like 10 games in a row.
That's actually crazy. That's a skill check.
Yeah, it was OSC King of the Hill, and MaxPax obviously won 15 games in a row, and every single PvP was on almost every single PvP was on Royal Blood, and whenever he was on Royal Blood, gate expand every time. And he beat Trigger, he beat Nightmare, literally every single Protoss player that he faced on Royal Blood tried to one base all in him. Different variations. We saw like 4 gate all in, we saw Proxy Robo, Proxy Stargate, we saw one base Blink, we saw everything. And MaxPax would not die. He would not die to anyone. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the really gross thing about MaxPax, and that's how he got this build so popular as well, is you kind of have to all in versa. Yeah. Unless you're willing to play one base, gate expand on Royal Blood, and potentially be all into by MaxPax. You kind of have to all in him. So it's a pretty wild spot he puts people in. And here we go, spawning the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood. For the Platinum Heroes, it is ShaDoWn.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent for PSISTORM Gaming. It is MaxPax. He's going for the gate expand.
It's crazy. He's actually crazy.
So fun fact, the most recent time we saw MaxPax do this was a couple of days ago. I think it was in Kung Fu Cup in KFC. It was MaxPax versus Hero. MaxPax did this, and you know what Hero did as a response? He didn't one base all in. He took the gold.
Oh,
he took the gold
that's really
instead.
Smart.
Yeah, it was so creative from Hero. It was crazy how he reacted to it, recognizing that he couldn't one base all in MaxPax, that he wouldn't be able to pull it off, and instead just out-greeted him. It was crazy. I cast that with Yaku.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. As okay, MaxPax's gonna be looking to be annoying straight away. So yeah, he is skill checking hard right now. This is wild. He is kind of goading ShaDoWn into attacking. He's taunting him, telling him, come at me, like, you have to. And ShaDoWn already with a probe across the map. I think he will be obliger.
He has to. I mean, we'll see what ShaDoWn's response is going to be. Again, if MaxPax is willing to do this against Hero, he does it against everyone. And yeah, we'll see what the reaction will be. ShaDoWn obviously is going to be behind economically because of this, because of the gate expand, and ideally he has to try to punish this in some way or adapt in some way.
If he's just hiding this pylon, this is really smart. If all he's doing is hiding and he goes for a normal expand timing, once he clears out this probe, and he's just using that to force out shield batteries, to force out extra units as well, this is genius from ShaDoWn.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if MaxPax goes into a blind Void Ray first, for example. Like, if he does believe that ShaDoWn is going to be aggressive, we do see the probe is going to be leaving from MaxPax, just getting the hell out of here, and ShaDoWn isn't going for any kind of proxy whatsoever, just throw down that pylon just to hide it.
I think he might have been proxying his Twilight, actually, but I guess that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, the Twilight Council is potentially out on the map. We'll get eyes on that soon. But we'll see if ShaDoWn does expand, right? Like, with the Twilight Council, his Nexus is going to be a little bit delayed. He can go into Blink, or he can even try to go into DTs.
Yeah, MaxPax is looking to gather information here. He wants to see if a Nexus has been committed to. Almost gets that probe as well. Looks like ShaDoWn a little bit distracted by something out on the map. We are going to be seeing a Void Ray coming out from MaxPax, so he is respecting this. And yeah, Forge as well. He is 100% respecting this if it's full gate Blink.
I mean, regardless of what it will be, ShaDoWn does have Blink on the way. He has a proxy pylon as well. Still no Nexus. I do think that he is still going to one base all in.
Yeah, it is looking that way. As okay, yeah, it's a proxy gateway as well. So MaxPax is reading this correctly.
Yeah, exactly. MaxPax is getting ready. We have Void Rays, we have shield batteries. With that Forge, we're going to have cannons as well. Maybe ShaDoWn can potentially get high ground vision and bypass the wall at the natural and maybe go into the main. We'll see as he does confirm the defenses of MaxPax.
Yeah, and MaxPax just aggressively pushing ShaDoWn away. This is crazy.
Oh boy, it is insane. He's looking to dive on top of this pylon, and with the activation of that beam, it looks like ShaDoWn has to respect this. He has to back off, and the pylon is under threat.
Wow, yeah, this is crazy. He's actually going to deny the pylon. That is mental. This defensive MaxPax is absurd. He is doing this thing where you only really see it with the absolute top players in any game, where it just feels like he knows everything. He knows where all the limits are. He knows what he can get away with, and there's just this sense of helplessness.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, as his opponent, you feel like you have to do something, otherwise you're just behind. And what do you do? Like, what are you supposed to do in this position? I kind of want to see his Protoss players just go for gate expands on Royal Blood as well, like, just so we can mirror each other, and maybe that's how you deal with this. But before we can talk about that, ShaDoWn does repower that gateway, and he's still committed.
I feel like the day you see someone do it back to MaxPax, he's just going to all in them.
True. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. As, oh my god, the Stalker count of ShaDoWn is looking quite high, but he's up against 2 shield batteries, 3 Void Rays, 2 pylons, 2 cannons. My god. MaxPax looks so prepared for this.
Yeah, this hold so far from MaxPax is very clean. Looks like he's going to be okay with giving up this gateway, and with the shield batteries and the cannons to fall back onto, he should be absolutely fine. He's being so cautious with his Void Rays as well. This is fantastic. This is something that a lot of the time when we see someone holding this green Blink aggression against, as the one gate expand player, where it goes wrong is when they start to lose the Void Rays one by one as they're coming out.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see if that does occur as we now have 4 Void Rays here from MaxPax. We can't really commit into this until we have maybe one-shot potential from ShaDoWn, as we have a 5th Void Ray, we have a Robo as well for that Immortal production. Void Ray Immortal is just everything that you need against this army. We even have defenses in the main!
Oh, there's 2 cannons in the main as well, and ShaDoWn, he's going to be punished hard for this. MaxPax was being so patient. He finally commits with the Void Rays, and he's not even chasing this. This is amazing. MaxPax is just so patient. Yeah. The confidence of this young man's amazing.
The discipline is real. ShaDoWn is going to reinforce. He blinks up into the main base once again. He wants to try to break on through. There is only 1 shield battery available, so maybe he can no, sorry, there's 2 shield, but never mind. As he does get behind the middle line, he's going to try and pick off some of these workers.
I am just so impressed by the confidence of MaxPax to not try to force this fight.
Yeah, exactly. There's no pressure on him. You know, why chase? Why risk it when everything is working beautifully for him? You know, he's ahead in the economy. He's up in bases. He has Immortals on the way and even more Void Rays.
Yeah, he's basically only taking this fight if there's a mistake or a commitment. And there we go. There is a commitment. 2 of the Void Rays going down straight away, but those overcharge Void Rays just shredding the Stalkers, and MaxPax can go for it now. GG is called. Amazing defense.
GG, well played. MaxPax going for his signature gate expand on Royal Blood, telling his opponent, 1 base all in me, I dare you. And his opponent usually does, and MaxPax usually wins.
Yeah, he was just absurdly well prepared for that, and just took away all of the options of Gerald one by one. Yeah. Took his time, forced Gerald to come to him, didn't give him any opening.
Yeah, ShaDoWn even. But
oh yeah, sorry, ShaDoWn, yeah.
So good. All these Protoss players, but yeah, really solid play there out of MaxPax. Again, the only time I've seen him lose was that game against Hero, where Hero had such a unique he's the only player that I ever saw go for a gold base, and he actually took both golds in that game. It's crazy. But yeah, such a unique reaction, very unexpected as well, because MaxPax expects the all-ins. You know, that's typically what happens, and we saw that come into play here.
Yeah, pretty much. And the amount that he's prepared for it, I feel like you have to see something different coming out from Protoss. It's just suicide to attack into that at this point.
It really is. How long is it going to take? How many more Protoss players have to fail their 1 base all-ins on Royal Blood against MaxPax before something is done about it? Alas, we are now moving into game number 2. ShaDoWn's map of choice, it is Gressvan.
All right, so Gressvan going to be the pick. It's going to be a little bit of a more open natural, where I think he's backing himself to win if it is a gate expand again from MaxPax.
And it will be. Because in the bottom right-hand corner for PSISTORM Gaming on Gressvan of all maps, it's MaxPax.
And in the top left-hand corner of the map, the Platinum Heroes. This is ShaDoWn.
Oh boy. Yeah, MaxPax once again throwing down the gauntlet. Come at me, bro. Gressvan, the natural that is the most exposed, that is the most wide open out of all the maps in the map pool. You have to be crazy to 1 gate expand on this map, right?
Like a fox.
Oh. What?
It's crazy open? Like a fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy, as there we go, the Nexus is thrown down for MaxPax as well. And ShaDoWn, how will he react to this? How will he respond? What is his plan here to try and punish MaxPax, if at all?
Gonna do it again. Fair enough.
Yep. Well, to be fair, this time the first pylon, or I should say the second pylon, is actually proxied. If you remember last time, it was like kind of like a pseudo proxy, like a fake proxy. Like it wasn't really used for any kind of hidden tech or any kind of hyper aggression.
Yeah, he is going to be placing that a lot more aggressively this time around.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to be making use of that a lot faster. The gateway, the third gateway is thrown down across the map. ShaDoWn wants to be in the face of MaxPax as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does feel like things are going a little bit smoother so far behind this MaxPax this time. Instead of going for a Stargate, is going to be going for a Robo. And it looks like the alarm bells haven't quite gone off yet.
Oh, exactly. I mean, with a Robo follow-up, we can get into Immortal production, which can work. Not as flexible as Void Rays, of course, because Immortals have to work with the terrain, and sometimes they can be, you know, out-positioned as a result of that, as we do have a shield battery being thrown down, and MaxPax still has not scattered that proxy.
Yeah, he hasn't, as he is going to be getting pushed back here. Nice little body blocking coming out from ShaDoWn against this Adept, and he will take it out as well. So MaxPax in a less confident situation than before. I like this as well from ShaDoWn, just kind of hiding the probe to the left here to help not give away his proxy location.
Oh, he does hide it, but you know what? MaxPax, he goes for the probe scout. He does check the northern area, and he will scout the proxy. Now he's fully aware of what's going on.
Yeah, he sees it. Immediately going to be throwing down an extra shield battery. We don't have a forge this time, so there's not going to be cannons. I do think this is going to be a slightly tighter hold here for MaxPax, as we do see that first stalker going to be starting to skirmish with the units, and the Immortal has arrived now, so he will be looking to get some damage done here.
Yeah, the shield already activated here on MaxPax's Immortal, and this is going to get really close as the stalker count is insane. He's diving on top of the Immortal.
Yeah, he's diving straight on top of the Immortal. The shield is not going to be doing too much. We do have an overcharge being committed, and with that, one of the Stalkers of ShaDoWn is going down. Another shield battery thrown down as well. The second Immortal is on the way, and that is going to be a huge power spike for MaxPax.
It really is. We also have a Prism. Can we survive long enough for the Prism to come out, as we do see the activation of those shields? No overcharge this time, and ShaDoWn will just barely take down one of those Immortals.
Yeah, for the cost of, I think it was 5 Stalkers, and this might just be a hold just like that for MaxPax. In fact, it is. Yeah, GG.
GG, well played. MaxPax once again, just the smile on his face. He knows that he's gotten away with it again. Even on Gressman, MaxPax is willing to go for the gate expand, and the one base all-ins, even though it was a little bit closer this time, doesn't work. Doesn't work, Bobby.
Yeah, wild stuff, and a rapid 2-0 coming out from MaxPax, but unfortunately not going to be enough for his team here.
Yeah, so a solid 2-0 here from MaxPax. Again, to be expected, he is the favorite and is one of the best Protoss players in the world, but the rest of his team were a little bit more unlucky. They weren't able to take their games, and Platinum Heroes takes the series 4-2.
Yeah, there we go. So congratulations to Platinum Heroes. That's a really solid win there for them.
Yeah, really solid win overall. It is going to bump them up in those rankings, getting closer towards the middle, getting closer towards that top 6. So really strong showing here from both Goblin as well as our other Protoss players. I quickly just double check, as well as DNS, of course. So yeah, very well played to Platinum Heroes.
Yeah, and it's looking a bit rough for PSISTORM. They haven't been able to win a game yet, despite having decent enough map score. So you can see that they are a strong team. They are fighting well, but I'm getting a little bit worried for them, as the gap is starting to widen between those bottom 3 teams and the rest of the table.
Yeah, it's one of those things where up until now, I keep saying, hey, you know, it's still the early rounds. It's not the biggest of deals. You know, we can bounce back, and that is still true. This is only week 4 of 11 weeks. But at the same time, even against some of the other mid-tier teams, PSISTORM Gaming is struggling, and that doesn't bode well.
Yeah, and I mean, we have been saying that, but at the same time, this table's beginning to sort itself out in the way that we expect. Those teams at the top 6, the teams at the bottom 6 are, with the exception of the Starving Camels, doing extremely well. Pretty much what we've been expecting, so it does feel like people are starting to fall into place. I don't know.
Yeah, they are kind of falling where they are, and that is going to be the makeup here of the final standings. Of course, still plenty more weeks to go, and I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves as well. Oh, sweet. Lower the volume a little bit, but I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves as well. Pretty intense games overall, and really exciting to see Platinum Heroes doing a little bit better. You know, they're kind of one of the underdogs. They're one of the newer teams here in this league, and it's great to see them popping off. No
yeah, definitely. Always happy to see them doing well.
For sure. So with that, that is our 2 series done for the day. A little bit of a shorter broadcast. The games themselves were a little bit shorter. We didn't really get too many longer macro games as a result. Well, that's okay. You know, that means that we don't have to stay up really late and ruin our sleep schedules. Thank God.
Well, it won't be as a result of World Team League anyway.
You're like, mate, that won't stop me from staying up, all right? It's over, Poppy. It's over. Oh.
It is indeed over.
I shaking my head as, oh boy. With that, yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. You know, that is going to be our final broadcast here of the night, and oh boy, Asher, mate, I say this all the time. Stream, Pappy, stream. When stream? And cast.
I'm casting right now.
Cast tomorrow, ESL Asia. Let's go.
Cast more. Stream. I was gonna stream this weekend. I was gonna stream the Diablo 4 Server Slam.
True.
I haven't actually played any of it yet.
You've been
I didn't
playing.
really feel like it.
Yeah, too much StarCraft.
I haven't even been playing that much StarCraft.
Okay, fair. What is it? Is it Call of Duty?
Nothing. Just existing.
That's fair enough. I mean, it is a pretty intense week of StarCraft because of DreamHack, right? Because of ESL Masters. Like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to watch as well, and that does take up a lot of time. But if people want to tune into my lovely co-caster Asher, and not just Asher, but really the main star of his stream is his cat, Rufus. I think some people are watching and they're like,
they're going to say the show matches.
No. It's Rufio, Bobby, Rufio. For those who don't know, the cat that is on display before us is Asher's cat. He's amazing, he's beautiful, he's everything right in the world. And yeah, you know, you can watch some Rufio cam over on Asher's stream. It's good stuff,
And you can also see the OCE region show matches. We do have, it was meant to be this weekend, but next Saturday on that channel, there is going to be the Chappie vs Azure show match. There's going to be a lot of heat on this one. It's going to be exciting. It's probably going to be the most high level show match we've had so far as well. So it should actually just be a really good TBZ.
Yeah, for sure. What kind of smack talk have we heard leading up to this?
Trying to think if there's anything I could repeat. Craig has been saying that he's going to 5-0 Chappie. But he's very confident of that. I mean, he got a GSL prediction wrong and didn't expect that so many Terrans would be going through. And then he made the good point, if Terran's so strong, how are you going to beat me?
True. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think it's already over. I mean, Azure picked the correct race. it's yeah, it's honestly been really funny. It's been really cool to see because yesterday during the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, it was really early in the morning. It was like 7 a.m. I went online and I saw Chappie was in some custom games. I was like, yo, what's going on? Did you like leave the game on or something? And I slipped into the DMs. And I don't think this is too much of a surprise, but he was actually doing customs with, he was practicing with a laser. Like a laser was giving him some coaching yesterday morning. And I was like, damn, like Chappie's taking this seriously, you know? Like he's actually putting in the work. He's putting in the effort. So it's really cool to see. Really cool to see. Yeah,
for sure. But anyway, enough of that. If people want to see a bit of live VIP, where can they find that?
Hold on. Exclamation mark AsherBro in the chat. Exclamation mark light in the chat if you want to link to my Twitch and link to my social media, as I do stream throughout the week. I was actually streaming and laddering just before we went live here, and I almost missed the cast. I looked over, and it's like 4 minutes until the hour, and I'm like, oh god! And I panicked a little bit, and we quickly set up the cast for World Team League. But yeah, if you want to tune into some Zerg ladder gameplay, you can follow me there. You know, we just like to have some fun and chill and, you know, not be too hard on ourselves. And I do try to stream throughout the week whenever I can. But if I'm not there, I'm usually here. Exclamation mark socials in the chat for links to the CranKy Ducklings. We're all over the place. We have a Twitter, we have a Facebook, we have an Instagram. We upload on a daily basis to YouTube, and we also have a Discord server where you can interact with us outside the stream. You can also take part in the WTL prediction game. I didn't show the predictions here today because I'm not really set up for it production-wise, but Kuro usually does. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to, you know, place your bets and see how good you are at predicting and prognosticating some StarCraft.
I forgot to do my predictions for the middle games.
Sure. Oh god. But yeah, it's a lot of good fun, and we're also keeping track of the rankings as well, so you can see how good you are at that and compete amongst ourselves and have some good fun.
Yeah, definitely. So be cool to see people there. We are getting further on in, so Get in while you still can.
Yeah, get in, Poppy, get in. Oh. With that, of course, thank you so much everyone for watching. Our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow in less than 24 hours. We're going to be live with Yaku of the Zaku. We're going to be casting ESL Open Cup Asia. As a reminder, it's now 2 weeks in a row. They have moved ESL Asia from Sundays to Mondays, so it's 1 day later. It's a little bit later in the day as well, so hopefully it's at a better time slot for the South Koreans. It's also at a better time slot for Europeans, which means we may see some more EU signups.
There we go. That'll be exciting.
There we go. It also means that it's at a better time zone for the European casters as well. So hopefully we get some of them coming. I think Wardy started casting last week as well. So we do have some wider array of players and casters available, so you can enjoy that however you wish. Meanwhile, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. Asher, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
No.
Oh. Put me in your dungeon.
Blink your way into your dreams.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.